The Meershans. The Meershans, I love playing with them. That's sarcastically said. They are just like cats. They'll be nice and gentle with you, but you turn your back and look out. The Cylons. I actually love playing as the Cylons myself. They're the brainiacs, the scientists of the game. And you get a technology discovering boost with them when you play with them. The Sakras. The Sakras, one of their biggest advantages, they reproduce like rabbits. They're incredible. They can popularize the planet so much faster than anybody else. I'm going to actually go in as them. All right, so this thing right here, this is called a random seed. It's something we just introduced. And if you remember the old game in the background randomized things when you played. But unless you saved your game, it was almost impossible to ever play that game again. But what we've done is we've produced a random seed in the game that allows you to do some reproducibility in the game. Which means if you play a game and you fell in love with it and you want your friend to play it, all you have to do is give them the random seed. Every time I change that random seed, I change the makeup of the universe, of the galaxy, I mean. This becomes very, very powerful for replayability and friends, trading and sharing. The only downfall to that is if you actually give it to your friend to play, don't tell them where Orion is. So, when they first start the game up, there is an intro video that tells a little bit about the race that you're playing as going out into space. Now, we've taken great care, in my opinion, to create some really beautiful videos that show off the race moving out into space. And due to time, I may not stay with this very long, but I'm going to shut up.
A precious commodity. With greater numbers of mouths to feed, the brood now pours out from their caves to the stars in search of new dens for its families.
Big boss is some instead, oh yes.
So, you're now hearing your advisor. Oh, dumb thing. So your advisor will keep you apprised of everything that's going on in the game that's important. He will pop up in the game and say, you need to consider this. You need to know about this. Oh, you're being attacked by pirates. Especially when you get your empire grown really, really big, and you're over here on this side colonizing or doing something, and pirates start attacking over here, and you don't notice it. So your advisor will pop up and say, "Pirates!" This is the galaxy. This is a medium size. And this is your home system and your home planet. So you'll start off the game with a simple fleet. And my advisor's popping up and actually telling me how to move my fleet. So we're going to use the advisor as a little tutorial beginning of the game for new players who have not played this before. Or even played these type of games. So what I'm going to do is actually move my scout over to this planet. Then I'm going to move my frigate over to this planet. Now, just like the original game, there are many levels of differentiation on all the planets. You have multiple levels of sizes, classifications, resource definitions, and gravity. So this one is large, it's arid, it's got abundant resources and normal gravity. It's not bad, but for the soccer, it's probably not the greatest. This one is small, so therefore my population is not going to be able to grow as much. It is ocean, which the Sakura like water, and it's normal gravity. So I'm actually going to send my colony ship over here and colonize this planet.
Wait.
So he's just letting me know, good planet. Remember I said the colonization videos are all dynamically created? So I'm going to skip it. All right. So, in the original game, you had to manipulate and manage your colonies. Same thing in this game. So I have only one population because I just colonized this planet, and I can move that population to wherever I need them. I also like to make them dance. So I can move him up into research as I need, or down into food production, or back into production itself. Now, I want to jumpstart. Remember I said the Sakras populate really quickly. So I'm going to jumpstart my population by putting him in food generation, and then I got to give them something to do. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to have them create a farm, which creates more food. That will jumpstart my population growth. You're about to meet my advisor.
Tell these brainers
Not very loud.
they should be brewing, Big Boss.
Oh, well. He's just telling you, the scientists are ready, and what do you want them to stew up? Now, the research tree starts off with 4 different branches. I actually want to show you the tech tree. The tech tree has 75 different tech groups. Each one of those has multiple technologies available to them. At the very end is a single technology. It all goes into one. Remember I said that you can win within the technology group if you research them? So if you come in and you go for that one, if you get it before everybody else, you actually win the game. Now, the tech tree is actually pretty intelligent. It knows that, for example, if I want deep space travel, it knows I got to complete this one first, and it will do so. I also can search for tech. I need terraforming. That's this one. So it will complete all the ones before it, therefore giving me, which this one is, right there. There it is, terraforming. So when this one's done, I'll get terraforming, weather control systems, and artificial planets. No, did I say that right? Yes. Onward. So I need to choose production for my home world. Now, I want to show you something that we've done for the new players. So the old players are going to want to get in here, and they're going to say, I'm going to move him up here, and I'm going to move him down here. I'm going to move my guys around where I need them. I go to war, I'm going to shove them all down into production and just start pumping ships out. If I want to win in research, I'm going to push everybody into research. But the new players may not want to micromanage everything. So what we've got is the ability to turn on auto build, and that will build whatever I want it to build based on an emphasis that I set. The emphasis set here, I can say I want to do research. So as I research technologies and research buildings and things become available, this colony is going to build those because I set it to auto build. If I come up here and change it to food production, it'll concentrate on food things to boost my population growth and so forth. So I'm actually going to leave it there.
Oh, Big Boss, thinking hurts my noggin.
So he's letting me know I have to hit next turn. Next turn actually passes 1 year. It also allows the other races to have their turn. Now I'm going to show you the Empire screen. This shows all the planets that you have colonized. And this is where we actually took it one more step up for the new players. I can actually manipulate my emphasis on this screen. I no longer have to go to the individual colonies if I do not want to. I can manipulate it here. You're going to work on production, and you're going to work on research. So I no longer have to go down into the colonies if I do not want to. I also can set a empire-wide focus. Like, for example, if I need money fast, I can set it all right here, and everybody gets moved into production. We also have morale in the game. Morale is affected by many different things. Morale is affected by tax rates. So you can tax your colonies. Or it's affected by when you go to war, and especially if the enemy is close. So if there's proximity to your planets, morale drops. As morale drops, your population goes on strike. So let's right now, see this indicator right here? That shows a little guy with a picket, and he's sitting down, and it says 0. I have 0 population striking, so let's go up to 30. Now I have 1 population. Let's go all the way up to 50. You'll notice I have 2, so I'm going to click on that planet and go to it. So there's my little striker. Sometimes I'd actually like to say, get off my planet, throw him off. We even joked about actually having a penal ship fly up and let me do that. Joking. So you can manipulate that all from here. I'll warn you that if you keep your tax rate at 50, your planets will over time become more angry, and the morale will drop down so drastic that the whole planet could go on strike. In essence, going into what is called a revolt. You will lose that planet from your empire, and they will no longer be productive to you. I was playing the game, and I had actually just got declared war on by the Akari and the Sakura at the same time. And so I wanted to go in and build ships, but I'd spent all my money on technology for science, and therefore I had no money. So I bumped my tax rate all the way up to 50 and put everybody into production, and I was getting money and I was building ships, and all of a sudden I lost this planet. They went into revolt. 2 turns later, I lost that planet. They went into revolt. Every single planet in my empire revolted. I got destroyed. All right, so now I need to go explore. So I'm going to take my scout and send him over in this direction, towards this solar system.
This bit will put Big Boss to thinking.
And so my advisor is actually letting me know that our scanners have picked up an anomaly. Anomalies are treasure troves. And if you go investigate them, it'll be something good. It'll be money, technology, an abandoned ship. So I'm going to actually take my frigate and go down and investigate it. So hit next turn a couple of times. So my advisor just popped up and said, we've detected an electromagnetic disturbance. That electromagnetic disturbance, you need to go figure out what it is. So I'm going to take my scout and move him over there.
The furry Nunus hail you as
So the
soon
furry
as you get
Nunus,
close to their planet.
interesting name. I
They
didn't
might
come up
not
with that.
have reached the stars yet.
But that's from the original game.
Yours are not the
So
first
independent
station.
colonies actually will give you quests in the game. And right now, since we just met them, there is no quest. But sometime in the near future, they'll be asking for something. As you complete those quests, they will start to like you. If you continually complete their quests, there'll come a point where they will actually vote for you in the Galactic Council. And they could even request to join your alliance, your empire. Now, something else that we've introduced for the new player is the ability to turn your scout into auto-explore. So you no longer have to move your scout from system to system investigating. Now, some of the old players are going to say, what? Do I want to do that? The new players will. I actually enjoy doing it. So if I come over here and say auto-explore, he's going to go off and explore, and he will go in the direction that I define. So what I usually do is I'll create several scouts, I'll send them in the direction I want them to go, and then I'll turn on auto-explore. As they find things that are important, these little indicators over here will pop up. If you click on them, they will take you to that location. So for example, independent colony, it took me over there. The independent planet, it centers it. Electromagnetic disturbance. These become very valuable to you so that you can keep track of things. I'm going to say another feature that we've added is this move button. This move button allows you to actually move your ship outside of a turn. But if you use it, you lose the next turn. So your ship doesn't move the next turn. But I'm going to go ahead and use it so that I get to the anomaly.
The anomaly turns out to be a derelict ship, floating eerily empty with no signs of its former crew.
So we just got a derelict ship that we've integrated back into our fleet. All right, so what I'm going to do now is load a save game so I can take us into the future. So I'm moving us about 89 turns into the future. And you'll see that we've expanded some. We've met some races. Here's the Mirshans. And I've expanded my empire I've completely colonized my system, and I've moved up and I've colonized the system up here. And this one here. So one thing that I want to show you. See these blue lines? So in our investigation, my mouse keeps moving on me because it's sloped. I'll just hold it. In our investigation, we did a lot of research. We went to all the forums and read everything that you guys have said online about the old games and what you liked and didn't like. We compiled a huge database of everything. And one of the things that was kind of a negative discussion within there is, in the original game, it was very difficult to predict where you're going to be attacked from because of the ability to move around in the galaxy freely. So we've actually introduced what are called star lanes, or we've call them come on, Randy. Now all of a sudden I am pulling an Alzheimer. I'm going to start. Well, I really am pulling an Alzheimer. I don't remember. I'll just call them star lanes. So we've created these star lanes that you can travel down, and you'll see that these are blue, which means they are fully traversable with the technology that you currently have. We have some red ones, which have all kinds of disturbances inside of them, so that you need a new tech to actually go down red wormholes. Gosh, there they are. So in introducing the wormholes, we've created the ability to predict when races are going to come and how they're going to come. That doesn't mean you're always going to be prepared for them. For example, I was playing the game and the soccer kind of ticked me off because they kept declaring war on me. So they declare war on me. I'd go out there and I'd spank them. I'd come back and he'd come back and say, okay, I want a truce. And the truce would last for several turns. And then when it was over, he'd declare war on me again. I'm like, really? So I finally said, I'm going to war. So I built up all my ships and I was going to go exterminate him. And in the meantime, the Alkari declared war on me because I was grabbing too much space. They were getting ticked at me because I was taking over the whole galaxy. But while I went down to attack the Sakra, the Alkari came into my system and destroyed me. Now, because of that, we decided to create a new entity called the Space Factory. This is a new ship that actually builds edifices in space. I'm going to send it over here, and I'm going to tell it to create something. So I can create surveillance systems, star bases, asteroid mines, super gas collectors, battle stations, star fortresses, and artificial planet construction. What I'm going to do at this instance, I'm going to create a star base. The star base creates a blockade device, therefore allowing you to secure your borders of your empire. Now, as the other races come down that direction, they can't proceed unless they destroy that star base or they request diplomatic audience with you and request open borders. So I'm going to create that and load the next save game. 22 minutes. So this planet right here has, I'm going to go back so you can see it, has a red line in it, which means my pollution on my planet is getting extreme and I need to go deal with it. So I'm actually going to come in, turn on my queue, which is something we've added, and I'm going to select pollution cleanup. There are pollution technology that I could research which would get rid of this problem for me, but I don't have it right now, so I actually have to clean up the pollution. So I'm going to select that and say done. And now what I'm going to do is move that into the queue, therefore moving down terraforming for them in the meantime. The neat thing is that I don't lose my progress for the current things that I'm working on. So if I go to war and I actually have a whole bunch of ships in there and we suddenly declare peace, well, I don't need to create all those ships anymore. The ones that are in the queue, if I move them out and put something else in, I don't lose that progress. So when I go back to creating that cruiser or whatever, and I'm say I was 30% done, then I get to finish with that one particular cruiser. Same thing with all the rest of the technologies. You don't lose it. And constructions. So in the meantime, as I hit next turn, that planet will work on pollution, cleanup. Independent Colony has just requested something from me, which this independent colony wants deuterium. We have rare resources that are randomly placed on the planets throughout the system. Something that we've created that allows you to keep track of everything that's there. Remember I said that some of the players, I don't know, by show of hands, when you played the game, did you ever use spreadsheets and document things? Okay, there's a few of you. I did. So I had this little spreadsheet that as I played the game and I found this planet or that planet and what it had and where so-and-so was and so forth, I would keep track of everything. So what we've done is created that spreadsheet for you. Here it is. So every planet that you've been to and you know about is in this spreadsheet. It's all of its classifications, its minerals, and what resources it has available to it. For example, Electra 3 has Zortium, I wish I'd say that right, and Electra Prime has silicon. Those can be used to trade with other races, or the independent colonies will actually occasionally ask you for certain things. If you don't have it, if you want to fulfill their request, you've got to go get it. You can also click on here and know where the system exists within the star view itself and within the galaxy. So you can go, okay, where is that guy? So it's all right here. Here's your fleet screen. This allows you to keep track of where your fleet is. You can also scrap your fleet. So your fleet costs money to upkeep. And especially when you go to war, you're going to create a ton of them. You're going to jack up your tax rate. And you're going to get everybody working on bringing in money into your empire. And you're going to go to war. When that war is over, you can't maintain that fleet. So you have to actually scrap some of your ships. So that's where you do this in this screen, and you can actually choose what ships you want to scrap. Let's go check out the diplomacy screen. So at this point in the game, I've met all the races. And so I'm actually going to request an audience with the Meershans.
What is it, Kerr?
So, she's not very happy with us right now, because what you don't know in the game before this, we'd actually been at war with her, and so she's not in good standings with us. And we've gone out and captured all kinds of vocal recordings and created all kinds of animations to create that in-depth feeling with these races. So as you request audiences with them, depending on whether or not you're friends with them or they're angry with you, they will change and will treat you as such. So she's not very happy with us. Here's the negotiation screen. Down at the bottom are all the resources that you can trade. So I can trade resources, I can create alliances, treaties. Here's open borders. PAX, embassies, share charts. I can even give payments. I can also request payments if I want to be a bully.
Run along now.
Something that was in the original game was the GNN. The Galactic News Network. And we're about to see that. So we've recreated...
Welcome to GNN.
And now, the state of the galaxy. The census rankings of Empire populations.
So this is a very simplistic one, but they are as sarcastic and funny as the original ones, and to some degree even more. And so they will come up, and especially, for example, well, I almost don't want to give it away, but there's one part where you get a population boom on your planet, and when it subsides, they come on and say the soccer population boom on such and such planet is subsided. It's about time they figured out how to get rid of that. And they create these communications back and forth that are actually quite funny, and I didn't do that justice because none of you laughed. So I'm actually going to send this planet up and have it create a surveillance system. And the last thing I want to show you is, I'll just hit this, I'll find it that way, right there. So I'm going to go attack the Meershans. Now, currently, we are actually in a non-aggressive pact with them, but I don't care. I'm going to be a meanie and go and attack them. So I don't know if I said it right now, but we're currently in alpha state, and not all the features are in, and one of the features that is not in is tactical battles yet. So I'm not going to be showing tactical battles. So what we do have in the game is simulated battles. And I actually enjoy doing simulated battles myself because I want to research and I want to do all that. And I don't do tactical battles very often myself. So let's go on in. So this is simulated. I'm just going to show simulated. And so it takes into account what I have versus what she has. And it's let me know at the bottom, I do not have a very good chance of succeeding. So I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to bring this fleet over. Oh, yes, I'm cheating. I set this up. And now I have an excellent chance of destroying her. And I'm going to do so. It is warning me that you're going to go to war. If you do this, you have a non-aggressive treaty. That's okay. And, of course, the simulated battle is done. Another feature that we will be adding to this is the ability to view that simulated battle. Even if you simulate it and you don't care about it, you might want to go, well, what just happened there, especially if you lose. There'll be a little button that you actually can go watch the battle. The battle really does take place. It just takes place in the background. I'm not going to attack her colony because I'm not going to be brutal, but...
You will regret this, you filthy mongrel.
So she's pretty pissed off, and we are going to go to war after that one. Actually, we may not go to war, because as I said, doing a little spank is not a bad thing in this game, and sometimes it gains you respect. So that, in essence, is Master of Orion. It has all of the key features that were in the original game. It has the ability to do negotiations, treaties, go to war with people and fight with them. And every decision that you make in the game changes the outcome. Everything you do in the game to the other races changes how they feel about you and how they're going to treat you. I'm excited to show this game off and excited about it. And now what I'm going to do is actually open it up to you if you have any questions. We have about 13 minutes left. And if you have questions, I think there is a microphone.